Hi, everyone. This is Luke Hohmann, and we're going to talk today about one element of a framework that we've put together to help product managers for software companies maximize the value, both economically and in the mind of their customer, for their software-related offerings. And we use the word software-related offerings because there are many instances, and we'll talk about a few examples in this presentation, where software is an integral part of the consumer or customer experience, but it may not be the lead part of that experience. For example, if you think of your microwave oven, there's a fair amount of software that's going into that microwave oven. It's a very important part of that experience, but it may not be something that you separately charge for. If you're a software product manager or a high technology product manager, you still need to be aware of how software is driving and providing value. In today's talk, we're going to be focusing on business models, the 6 ways that you can have as the core foundation of how you make money. So in our Profit Engine framework, it's right in the center. These are the events that make money. That's the focus of today's conversation. The session objectives that we've outlined are review these 6 ways with you, give you examples, give you language and words and ways to think about these things, and then through this exploration provide you a way to consider how you might use them to create more money for your products. And then at the final conclusion of the presentation, we're going to try and provide some very practical advice. One of the things that's interesting about these 6 ways to make money at software is that they don't live in isolation, and they do have effects on the technical choices that your development team makes. We want to kind of outline some of those effects and how they might be supported or antagonistic of your larger business goals. Of course, I hope I didn't forget to have some fun. I like to think of myself as someone who has some fun, so maybe in this conversation, and especially at the end, we can have some fun. A little bit about me, as John described. I am a consultant manager of Coach. I've worked in a variety of solutions from single user to enterprise, and I've played a variety of roles. And yes, I've written a couple of books that I hope you buy. And speaking of the books, I'm going to back up a slide. These 6 models, or these 6 ways to make money at software, are detailed very carefully in my book, Beyond Software Architecture. I devote more than a chapter to this material in this presentation in the book. So this material is drawn from the book, and if you want to kind of dig into it a little bit more and understand it a little bit more than the time that we have in this presentation, I would encourage you to get the book and you can drill into it. The business model is the manner in which you charge customers for your offering. Some of you may be thinking, well, Luke, how do I find out what my business model is? And the way we describe it is your business model is the event that causes money to change hands. If you're making money, and hopefully as a software company or a software-related product company, you're making money, when customers write check, the reason in the event that they write check to us is the business model. Now, one of the things that we'd like to point out is that as you hear of these 6 models, you might think only one applies. And the reality is that many products and services have multiple business models that you have to find a way to make coexist. Now, in my slide, I have this little graphic of this business person in a suit trying to fight this ugly ogre monster. And the reason I have this picture there is because in the interconnected world of software development, you're quite often in licensing technology that you need to use to build your product that you then sell or license to customers. And what can happen is your in-licensing may not match your out-licensing. And that is a tension that you're going to have to resolve. And I'll come to some examples of that through the slide deck. Without further ado, the 6 core software business models are time-based access, transaction, meter, a percentage of revenue gained or cost saved, hardware, and service.